ever looked at your paycheck? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Dr. Mansi on record. I hope you guys are doing really good, and this video is another interesting video like the last one. And you have not watched the last one, I encourage and request you to do that first so that you can understand the flow of the video. And I really want to thank all of them who subscribed my channel like the last video, and I hope you are liking this content as well. So this video is very interesting because now we will understand how to read our paychecks in USA, because a lot of the Indian students or a lot of Indian people who are on non-resident visas need to understand certain things about US deductions. It's my experience that I'm telling. Hopefully most of you are already knowing the things that I'm going to talk about in the video, but it's no harm, just sit down with your coffee, tea, or whatever that you like, and we will discuss reading our paychecks. Have you ever looked at your paycheck or pay stub when you earn? I'm sure you have, and you must have seen the technical words that have been used on a paycheck and a pay stub. So we will dive more into these technical names and how these calculations are done in this video. So I'm going to start just by making you all imagine that you're holding your paycheck in your hand, and you see that I thought that I am earning 6,000, 6,000 per month. Okay, but why am I getting just 4,800? That's a huge deduction, right? If your paycheck is showing 6,000, and if you earn, in your bank, the amount that you have seen credited on the day that you receive your paycheck is 4,800, you will think, where did 1,200 go, right? Because in India, we have to think that Indian taxations work differently than United States, and we have to separate, our mentality and even our calculation point of views of these two different economies. But don't worry, I'm here, Dr. Mansi on record. That's why the channel is there. And if you have not, hit the subscribe button, I'm sure you will learn something from this channel, because I'm also doing the same thing. But so section 1 is about, you see a paycheck, okay? You see your name, you see your employee ID, you see your branch, you see your pay period. In India, the salary has been credited, monthly. I have hardly seen somebody, giving hourly, bi-weekly, or, that sort of way, 15 days. But in United States, there are different pay periods, hourly. That generally you get paid by week or by every 2 weeks. So that is called bi-weekly, and the third could be monthly, but I have seen very less of monthly paycheck credit going in somebody's bank. So that's, we have understood. So that section is done. Your name, your pay period, and which day the paycheck has been drafted, all those things. This one side you will see your gross pay. So gross pay is something that you earn before any deductions. So if you were wondering that, oh, my HR told me that I will be getting 6,000, after doing the annual, package divided by month. So that's what your calculation said. Okay, 6,000, cool, not bad. But that is your gross pay. So gross pay, if we see it in a very simpler calculations, whatever your annual package is, divided by 12, that can be your gross pay by month. But that is something that you have to understand. This is a pay that is before any deductions, because 1,200 was the deduction in our example, right? So we have to understand that how we are doing that calculation more in depth about deductions. But let's say 1,200 is the deduction. Now you are coming up to a number that will be called net pay. So gross minus deductions is equals to your net pay. I know this is a very basic concept, but I don't know, I'm feeling that this will be a very helpful video for you to understand how either you can save on taxes, or is there any deduction that you should not be paying but it has been deducted from your paycheck. So that's the only whole sole reason of me making this video, but otherwise this is very basic maths. So everything in between, as I said, that's deduction. So now we will decode them one by one. So first, a deduction that comes automatically into your paycheck, that is taxes. So it could be federal income tax withholding. So this is based on your tax bracket that you are in and how you file your W4. If this word is coming new to you, we will discuss more into this. This is your first year of filing taxes. At the end of the year, you receive a W2 form from your employer. So that's the only difference. So W4 is the one that you, as an employee, you must have signatured it when you have joined the company, and W2 is something that your employer gives. You can say W2 is basically the same form that we used to say Form 16 back in India. So that is the difference. And now your filing status, how many dependents you have, can change the number here a lot. Taxes are the first deduction part that that get deducted from your paycheck. So the first is social security tax. This year it's 6.2%. That is deducted straight from your paycheck. Then the second type of tax is Medicare tax. That is 1.45%. And these are together, so Social Security tax and Medicare tax together, called FICA, FICA taxes, and most US workers pay. This is the deduction that most of the times you also see as an Indian coming from an Indian origin. If you are on non-resident visa, so this can be there in your paycheck. So just look out for these two: Social Security tax and Medicare tax. Now, disclaimer, important, star. How much important should I put on this is very small. So, hear me out. If you are an F1 international student and are still on non-resident for tax purposes, either on on-campus jobs, CPT or OPT, you are exempted from Social Security and Medicare taxes. Hear me out again. If you are on campus job, OPT, CPT, you are exempted from Social Security and Medicare taxes. If you see FICK deduction, Social Security, the words can be changed, but if you see FICK, Social Security, Medicare deductions from your paycheck, that is usually an error. US employers sometimes, HR or the accounts team does this mistake. It's not a very huge big deal because you can get the refund later, but look out for these words. Then if you have seen already that, oh my god, I have Social Security tax deduction, I have Medicare tax deduction. Now what you can do, go to your payroll office, email them or whatever, and ask for form 843 with IRS. 843 form for the IRS, and this is a form that you will fill out to ask refunds of these two taxes that are being deducted from your paycheck. Now, so this is the federal tax, that is Social Security and Medicare. Now the second type of tax comes state income tax. If you are in California, 13%. If you are in New York State, 10%. Or if you are in Texas, then 0%, because here this is the only huge difference other than pay period and stuff from Indian paychecks to American paychecks, that India does not have any state income tax that you pay from your salary. But in United States, that is one thing. Depending in which state that you live, you have to either pay 13, 10 or 0. It all depends the state of your residence. Federal taxes, state taxes, and the third tax is pre-tax deductions, and most of the times people do take this. This actually reduces your taxable income, and meaning you save money, because if these deductions that I'm going to talk about allows, there is a cap that you can use. So the first one is 401k contributions. Like in India, PF or EPF deductions, the same kind of deduction that you can see on your paycheck. Health insurance premium, let's say if your employer has signed up or you have signed up for paying more health insurance premium with your employer. So here you can see that HSA, FSA. HSA is health saving account and FSA is flexible savings account. These deductions are deducted from the paycheck after federal and state income tax deductions. Tax form in the end with IRS that you can put these down that, oh, I have contributed in 401k or I have paid for health insurance. Section 4 is post-tax deductions. It is very normally depends on the taxpayer and an individual that if they want to go for a Roth 401k, there is a cap for Roth 401k, and these come out after taxes. So let's say 6,000 and 1,200 was our deduction. So first, let's say 6.2% for Social Security, 1.45 for Medicare, and then state income tax, and that, let's say if you have paying 401ks. After all this, then you will come to a point where you have enrolled yourself of post-tax deductions. If not, then your salary becomes whatever that you are getting in your bank. But again, I'm saying this is the third time. If you're a F1 student or working on campus, CPT, OPT, you are exempted from Social Security and Medicare taxes. So look out for these words. Maybe it would be written just as FICA because most of the times they combine 6.2 and 1.45. So if you see any of these three words are similar to these words, meet with your payroll and ask for form 843 from IRS, and then you can fill that. But this is the third time I'm saying in the video again. So post-tax deduction is Roth 401k, union dues if you are part of the union, life insurance, or donations if you have enrolled yourself. And then paychecks always show how much you earned and paid in taxes from January 1st to today. This helps you. So look out, there will be a section called Y2D or year to date. So look out for those sections that will have income, total taxes paid, you might owe, or you might get a refund. That is also clearly mentioned. So this helps very much in tracking, how much taxes you have paid. Will you have to pay extra taxes, at the end of the year? So something like that. I think when I was volunteering with Vita program, so most of the times, I used to encounter these questions like, why my friend is, getting more in his account than me, because of different W4 settings. Settings when I'm saying dependents, what is your status, and which visa are you on, and stuff like that. Benefits, let's say if you have enrolled yourself in union, so they will take a deduction out of your paycheck. So these, and pre-tax deductions, like depending if you are going up to the full cap of 401k contribution every month, will definitely change the amount that you will receive in your bank. So that is the explanation of a pay stub that is completely decoded, but these were the deductions that you will see. And if you want me to show another real life example with, just drafted pay stub or paycheck, what is calculated on what basis, then I can do. But just let me know if you want to do that, and if you guys have liked it, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends who needs this, because here we talk about money, law, and life, and all the three things are very important. Don't forget to see me again in the next upcoming video with more simple money lessons that actually make sense. But if you like to see my personal side of me, you can go to a channel called Dreams of Mansi. There you'll see me blogging, traveling, and being a foodie. That's my personal side. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.